Welcome to the collective, ladies and gentlemen. At this time, I am speaking with the voice of GCW. It is OG Kevin Gill. Kevin, thank you so much for taking the time.
Nick, thank you for having me. And to the whole wrestling community, I want to ask what up, though, and what is truly poppin', though?
Oh, poppin'. You know, every time I talk to Aria and Andrew, she asks me if my pussy's popping.
Is it, though?
I guess I'll ask you, Kat. Well, my pussy is what is it? My girlfriend told me to answer that question. She said my pussy pops perfectly or something like that.
Wow.
How about yours?
My girlfriend or my...
Or my fiance. I'm sorry, my fiance told me to say my pussy pops perfectly.
Oh, shit, you used the girlfriend word instead of the fiance word.
We've only been engaged like, I don't know, a couple months. So, whatever. She's used to me correcting myself. So, Kevin, all of this pussy popping out of the way, it's a big weekend for GCW, man.
Big time, man. It's amazing that the collective can come together like this to bring wrestlers from all over the world together. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's such all the words that come to mind are like, it's such a showcase of the immortals. It's such a this, it's such a that. But I love that there's such a vibrant independent wrestling community. Like when you were there, I just met a fan a few minutes ago who said, I come to WrestleMania every year and never go to WrestleMania.
Oh, dude, yeah. I mean, look, WrestleMania is great. No knock on WWE Ring of Honor, but there's a real energy here at the collective. I tell people a lot of time, it's like pro wrestling Woodstock, right? All the hippies show up. There's a devil's lettuce smell in the air.
Yes,
there's
a lingering aroma, if you will.
Yeah, it's a real cool vibe here, man. So for like fans that have never been to the collective, like how would you describe it to them?
I think the collective is it's basically all the best independent wrestling promotions and brands and concepts kind of all under one heading. You have Mission Pro Wrestling, run by Thunder Rosa from right here in Texas. They're amazing what they do. They're showcasing. You have Black Label Pro, who kings of the Crown Point, Indiana region.
Love Bland,
Mikey B, avid collector as well. But they're showcasing. There's one other company I'm omitting.
We had Glory Pro.
Oh, yeah, Glory Pro, of course. They set it off, and they set the tone for today, man. Their show was the first show of the collective, and it was absolutely awesome. The reactions, it looked great. Peep the replay on Fight. And while you have all those, then you have these, like the Mount Rushmore, so to speak. You have Joey Janela's Spring Break, Josh Barnett's Bloodsport, Effie's Big Gay Brunch, AJ Gray's For the Culture, and Planet Death, hosted by the King Nick Gage. Those are like the WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Royal Rumble, and whatever of the collective.
It's like
in my
if you
opinion.
did all the big four in one weekend, that would be this show, right?
And it's so cool to have someone like Effie, you know what I mean, who's such an inspiration to so many, and to spotlight the entire community in a positive way, and an entire show under the heading of the gay brunch. All are welcome, and that's what's magical about it. Whether you could be of whatever your background or interests are, do you know what I'm saying? Sure. You could fully enjoy and be welcome at Effie's Gay Brunch. You could have as little melanin in your skin as I do, and you could be welcomed in attendance to buy a ticket, be in the audience to watch For the Culture. Sometimes people see things and they think, oh, well, if there's a show that is gay-centric, then maybe if I'm not gay, I shouldn't go. Or there's a show that's black-centric, but I don't. But it's the celebration of all things together, and these events are not to separate, but to truly put on a platform wrestling, and that's often, you know what I mean, maybe on the side of the card or one match on the card or something, and let everyone have a proper showcase for the world.
Absolutely, man. And like all these, these characters, right, that have all their own shows, because before GCW and Brett and Joey came along, there weren't these like signature shows that these wrestlers get. That
Absolutely not.
100% a GCW Joey Janela invention. Let's talk about Joey here for a second, man. What an interesting time for this guy's career.
It's always an interesting time for Joey Janela's career, in my opinion. I've been following his career very closely, even from prior to the launch of the original Spring Break, which really revolutionized independent wrestling pay-per-view, all that shit. But to see him go from there to being this, this rebel on the indies, this groundbreaking outlaw, to then go to the TV and go to AEW and get the big money, get the big pay and all that. And now, from what he said with Denise Salcedo, I'm just kidding, by the way. But what he said to Denise about, his contract won't be renewed or whatever with AEW.
Yeah, well, it doesn't sound like it sounds like he's bypassing negotiation. He doesn't want it to be renewed, right?
He's opting out, is how I took it.
That's how I took it as well. Yeah.
So, and that basically, it's always been interesting to be Joey because it's always been, he's the guy who has his finger to the pulse. He's at the bleeding edge, and he never stopped creating, and he never stopped delivering. Yeah. He may not have always had as many spotlights or showcases as some of his fans and supporters think he should have had on AEW television, but nonetheless, every time he set foot in a GCW ring or even a Defy ring or wherever ring he was in, Joey Janela brings a real magic. Joey Janela is the last outlaw. He's a revolutionary, a visionary, and sometimes, you know what I'm saying? You break a few eggshells on your way to making a world-class omelet.
Yeah, no kidding. It's interesting because tomorrow night Ring of Honor is going to present Supercard, and they were not initially going to do media scrums, but I got the email yesterday. They will be doing media scrums, which actually means I don't know that I'll be able to be here for Joey Janela's spring break tomorrow night because I got to go cover Ring of Honor, which brings me to my follow-up question, KG. Tony Khan now owns Ring of Honor. Now, it looks like Ring of Honor is going to become kind of a NXT-type program for AEW.
Potentially. I mean, I think, in other words, I think what Tony's done with, or is doing and has done in acquiring Ring of Honor is super interesting. To me, it's not fully clear. I have my own ideas, but I don't know that it's fully confirmed what it's going to be.
Well, I pestered him. I pestered him at the last AEW media scrum, and he definitely broke down and seemed to insinuate that it would be like their NXT.
Sure, and that there would be like a streaming or open to streaming, but there would be content released on a regular basis through some to-be-defined platform or transmission origin.
Weekly episodic television on the horizon. But what I'm interested in here with your take is I look at what Ring of Honor's Supercard is going to be doing. Ninja Mac is booked, but I don't know that he's heard from them. I guess what I'm wondering is, if Tony Khan is trying to put together more of a high-level super indie, do you think that is going to be an issue for GCW with Tony Khan trying to find those top-name indie talents to bring into his NXT program?
Sure. I mean, well, it's obviously Tony Khan is a genius, a master businessman, all of those things. In some ways, you could say that, isn't AEW in a way a company, like a dream company of whoever's the best out there and available? In a way, that's what AEW already is. However, they have more people, it seems, than they have hours of TV.
Well, when they started, they seem to have swept up the top GCW talent, right?
Sure. And Joey Janela and Jungle Boy, Marco Stunt, MJF.
Yeah,
to name a few. But, I mean, that's great for their careers, and I enjoyed watching all their stuff in AEW, you know what I mean?
You anticipating Marco Stunt returning to GCW now?
I mean, he wrestled in GCW a few months back, so
sure. I mean, like regularly.
Again. I would love to see Marco back regularly. He, to me, is such a captivating talent. I think he's incredible in the ring with what he can do as a musical talent, his presence, his charisma, and we got to see it a bit. Not the music so much, but on AEW television, there was times, moments, and occurrences that made Marco look as good as he can look. Like they spotlighted him to the best of his ability, and I thought the crowd liked him. I loved him, and I thought the balance of Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus and Marco was perfect. It's like a boy and his dinosaur. To me, that was going to be the first animated series out of the AEW IP. That was going to be you know what I mean? There's
totally.
a whole thing there, and the way Marco can connect with just like decades before, kids thought Rey Mysterio was a kid, and they connected with him. Marco has the same exact appeal, and then you put him in this world of a dinosaur and a Tarzan boy, if you will, a Jungle Boy. That's action figures. It's an animated series. It's all that. So I'm shocked at the outcome. But I guess that's the nature of it. Wrestling is all about, it's not how you see yourself or even how other people in the audience see you. It usually comes down to how the person in charge sees you. And if they see you as captivating or engrossing talent, you're in. But if they don't, then maybe, you have to seek other opportunities. It's tough.
Yeah. All right. Well, Kev, I want to thank you for the time here. I know that you got a busy day ahead of you. By the way, Kev and I have been talking in front of this blood-stained ring apron. Look at this, and we're still trying to figure out exactly what this is. We're not.
And to be fair, no one's wrestling in this ring.
No, this is
to my knowledge. This is set up here in the merchandise village, if you will, the GCW World Fair. Free to enter, a great merch pavilion, and there's lots of autographs and stuff happening in here too. So if you want to come by and get the vibe for the collective, but you're not sure you want to go inside and buy the ticket, come down and bask in the greatness of the vendors and the autographs, and you might even get to meet Nick Hausman from Wrestling Inc.
Or Kevin Gill, far more important, far more of a legacy than I am.
A legacy. I'm a legacy performer at this point, Nick.
Yeah, of course. Dude, you got it all. Kev, where can people go to find you, support you, all those wonderful things?
Oh, please first support GCW at patreon.com/GameChangerWrestling. And I'm on Twitter at OG Kevin Gill and Instagram at OG Kevin Gill. And you can find me on Facebook, too. Check me out. Support me if you can. I love ya.